Thank you so much, Tony, for your leadership and commitment to creating a stronger community. Our last award is the Special Achievement Award, and I'm thrilled to present it to James Huynh.
Meaningful social and political changes, James has profoundly impacted the API and campus community. Through his involvement in Listen to the Silence, the Asian American Issues Conference, Stanford Vietnamese Student Association, Asian American Alternative Spring Break, and Stanford Asian American Activism Committee, James has demonstrated his ability to provide thoughtful participatory leadership to these organizations, as well as to campus campaigns for faculty diversity and radical justice. Mindful of the needs for sustainable leadership, James has also created infrastructure and mentored and trained younger leaders.
James cares deeply about the API community. While not working on campus issues, he is working to organize and empower local communities through his work with organizations like the Southeast Asian Community Alliance in LA. One nominator spoke of James as being the epitome of a leader. Quote, James has developed a conscious awareness that we, as students, must be educated, must be angry when racial disparities are realized, and must take action accordingly. End quote. We would like to honor James Huynh, the Special Achievement Award.
Wow, that was a really kind introduction. Okay, first off, thank you to the Asian American Activity Center staff for putting on this fantastic event, and thank you to the advisory board for this wonderful award. Secondly, it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I'd like to dedicate this moment to my mom, as all the wonderful mothers, both literal and figurative, in our lives. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy. Thank you to my parents and sister for driving up from SoCal today and for being my support system from birth. I also want to thank all the families that I have here on campus, to the Vietnamese Student Association for being the first student group to welcome me to Stanford and for pushing me out of my comfort zone to act as the hot guy for my first culture night. To the Stanford Asian American Activism Committee for being a space of radical love, change, and compassionate organizing. To the Campbell staff and RFs for providing me with a caring home. And to all my close friends who are here for keeping me sane, making sure I laughed until I cried, and listening to me talk about relationships since freshman year. Before coming to Stanford, I had no conception of what Asian American community was. In fact, I didn't even fully understand what it meant to be Vietnamese American, much less Asian American. Then I came to Stanford, and I met a vibrant and diverse Asian American community. I came here and I thought, wow, I'm not the only Vietnamese kid here anymore. I remember going, this school had drag and learning how the term Asian American was coined in the late 60s as an act of resistance and self-narration. Before then, people of Asian descent were called Oriental and Mongoloid, always categorized as the other by a government that prides itself on spreading democracy, which is a euphemism for U.S. imperialism and colonialism. It is that same government that exacerbated the war in Southeast Asia that led to my grandfather being imprisoned by the Viet Cong for 15 years. But that didn't stop him from creating opportunities for my family. My family immigrated to California in the early 1990s. They crammed about 10 people in a small lone house because that's what they had to do to survive. When I was a toddler, my parents moved to Massachusetts, and my sister and I grew up with my grandparents in SoCal. In order to survive in this land of opportunity, my mom and dad had to make the tough decision to work across the country so that they could send money home. That was 10 years of my childhood that I spent waiting for winter break every year because that's when we could all wake up together on New Year's Day to the Rose Parade on TV. There's not a day that goes by that I don't remember how much they have sacrificed so that I can be standing up here on the stage right now, so that I can be graduating in 4 weeks, so that I can continue to honor them through community organizing and empowerment of marginalized communities. This story of resistance and survival is not unique because the foundation of Asian America is built upon decades and centuries of resilience. At the core of our community is this inherent ability to unite and survive in the face of adversity that is systemic racism, capitalism, the patriarchy, homophobia, and transphobia. It is this compassion that we show to each other in our actions, even if we don't always verbally say, I love you. It is the empathy that my parents showed me when I told them I didn't want to be a doctor anymore, and a year after that telling them that I'm gay. They still don't fully understand either of these things about me, but they love me regardless. That is what we need more of in this world. Love is what we need to be seeing in Baltimore and Ferguson because Black lives matter. We need love in Palestine because Palestinians should be able to live in a land without it being occupied. And right here on campus, we need love because students of color, students of low-income backgrounds, students who are first generation should not have to feel inadequate and unsafe here. We all need more love for each other and for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, I shouldn't be the only one up here receiving a Special Achievement Award. It's not just me. It's this entire community that has achieved and continues to achieve so much despite the barriers entrapping us. With love, compassion, and a strong-willed desire for radical justice, the people united will never be defeated. I'll end with a quote from a dear friend. We're either going to be defenders of the past or builders of the future. Well, let's get to work and build a damn good future. Thank you.